everybody refused to put money in, it would have cost $30 billion. Trump is already spending, he wants $200 billion for this war. They couldn't do 30 to give us health care, but they now want to cut Obamacare further in order to fund the war. That's the latest plan. One Republican senator told Semaphore today, listen to this. This is a Republican senator who told Semaphore is a publication here in Washington. One Republican senator told Semaphore that it will probably take some U.S. ground troops and diplomacy to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. While Trump may end up declaring victory, this senator described the operation's current state as a effing cluster F. He actually said both words, but I don't want TikTok to get mad at me. The senator said the current state of the war is it's a fucking cluster, according to the senator, and entirely predictable. So the senator said Trump has totally effed up the war. It's a disaster, and of course this is what Trump would do. Totally predictable. Thank you, Uncle, for the gift there. Anyway, what else we got here? The U.S. gasoline is up to $3.99 a gallon today. Oil is up again, around 5%, both British and American oil. Financial Times reports that the Middle East crisis will fuel a surge in U.S. inflation to 4.2% this year. That's the estimate by the OECD. That's a lot higher. We were around 3%. Getting it to 4.2% would be a nearly 50% jump from where we are. I mean, not a 50% jump in inflation, so to speak. It's a 50% jump in inflation, but not a 50% jump in prices, right? Inflation will be 50% higher than it should have been, or than it was at 3%. Thank you for the gift there. Who just did the Elvis? Sorry, I'm trying to see. Oops, sorry, TikTok. I hope TikTok didn't just close on me. Son of a... Oop, there we go. TikTok went off the screen on me, evil TikTok. Is it back now? Okay, it's back now. All right. What else we got? Trump. Oh, Trump talking about oil prices. So oil prices have doubled. Oil prices have doubled, right? Trump says, I thought the oil prices would go up more, and I thought the stock market would go down more. Hasn't been nearly as severe as I thought. I think they have confidence in maybe the American president and maybe the people sitting around this table. Trump thinks oil prices... Now, yeah, it's fine now, I'm assuming, yeah. Trump thinks oil prices haven't gone up very much. They've only doubled. They've only doubled from the war. And the reason they haven't gone up, mind you, they've doubled. The reason Trump says oil prices haven't gone up much is because they like him. Everyone has such confidence in him. Except that, of course, oil prices have doubled, so they have gone up a lot. What else do we have here? Reuters. Oh, God. This is one... actually, hold on. This is one I threw this in here, but I wanted to talk about it. No, I'm going to put this story here now. This is a story for later, but I actually want to mention it now. We're in the middle of a war, and I want you to hear what Trump is doing. We're in the middle of an economic crisis and a war. We've got troops. The latest I heard was 13 U.S. service members dead. I don't know where that number came from because I didn't hear that till this afternoon. 13 are dead. Inflation risk going through the roof now. Oil prices, energy prices going through the roof. And Trump today, we found out, listen to this, Reuters, the U.S. paper currency will bear President Donald Trump's signature to mark the 250th anniversary of U.S. independence, the Treasury Department said today, a first for a sitting president, while deleting the Treasury of the United States signature from U.S. money for the first time in 165 years. The Treasury said in a statement to Reuters that the first $100 bills with Trump's signature and that of the U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent will be printed in June, followed by other bills in subsequent months. He's changing the currency to put his name on it. No president has done that in 165 years. Not only that, we're at war, and he's busy trying to figure out how to put more fatted cow icons, whatever the hell it is, to himself. This is sick stuff, guys. This is sick stuff. I mean, again, Democratic president tried this shit when inflation's about to explode, when the economy's in trouble, when the stock market's going down, when we're at war. And by the way, how many days has Donald Trump focused on inflation since he's been president? Any? How many hours has Donald Trump focused on inflation since he's been president? At all? Even 1 hour? 1 hour? And instead of focusing on inflation, instead of focusing on the cost of living and our economy, Trump is yet again. The other story, I wasn't even going to include the other story. He's also remodeling the White House now. He's going into the treaty room and all these other rooms, and he's going to change them because he doesn't like them. He wants to make the treaty room into an extra bedroom or something. It's like an old famous room in the White House. He wants to make it an extra bedroom. Why? I mean, an extra bedroom. Oh, because what, is he going to turn it into an Airbnb? Why do we need extra bedrooms? No one stays at the frickin' White House unless he's going to charge people. Maybe, right? Who knows? I mean, again, we're at war. The economy is in trouble. Inflation has been a huge problem, and Donald Trump is focusing on every vanity project he can focus on at this point to glorify himself and not to glorify the country and the American people. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. More here. What else we have here? Oh, Trump is hating NATO again. He hates NATO again. Like, la, la, la. He tweeted, I'm going to read the tweet and then what he said. He lied again, of course. Surprise, Mr. Pathological Liar. NATO nations have done absolutely nothing to help with the lunatic nation now militarily decimated of Iran. The USA needs nothing from NATO, but never forget this very important point in time. Yeah, this has been 2 weeks now that Trump has been crying that that Iran's been destroyed. We need nothing from NATO. And NATO, why aren't you helping us? This is 2 weeks of crybaby begging for NATO's help, even though we've destroyed Iran and we don't need NATO's help. But he's still crying that we need their help because we're in trouble with this war. That's why he's crying for NATO's help. He goes on. This is the lie part. Well, he lied about saying we didn't need their help. We're very disappointed with NATO because NATO has done absolutely nothing. I said 25 years ago that NATO's a paper tiger. Yeah, NATO has only ensured the peace for 70 years, but you know, you be you, Mr. Signature on the dollar guy. I said 25 years ago that NATO's a paper tiger, but more importantly, that we'll come to their rescue, but they will never come to ours. Trump yet again claimed that NATO never comes to our rescue. Actually, the only country in the world whose NATO came to the rescue of was the United States of America after 9/11. After 9/11, we invoked the NATO Charter. We invoked Article 5. We demanded that NATO come to our collective self-defense. No other country has done it in the 70-year existence of NATO other than the United States of America. We are the only country to ask for help, and NATO gave it to us. For the second time now, Trump has put out the lie that NATO's never come to our defense. He knows that. And again, guys, it's so important. It's not just that he's a liar. What do you think of a man who, in order to convince you he's right, he only lies? That's what he thinks of you. And that's what he thinks of his own arguments, right? That he can't tell you the truth, because if he tells you the truth, you're not going to support him. But if he lies, he can get you to support him. What does that say about his beliefs, right? I mean, there is something seriously wrong, and finally with him is seriously wrong with him. He gets corrected, and he just digs in and continues the lie. You know he's been corrected. You know his staff has told him, all right, dog, I know, hi. You know his staff has told him and said, actually, Mr. President, we're the only country that NATO has come to the aid of. We're the only country that has asked NATO for help. And they came to our help. You know he's been told that. But he still continues the lie anyway. He's like, okay, we'll just keep lying. Right, big deal. Big deal. I mean, it's just so pathetic, you know? This was an interesting story for the Washington Post. So things are going so bad in Ukraine that Washington Post reports the Pentagon is now considering stealing aid from Ukraine that the Europeans paid for. Europe, remember, like, Trump didn't want to give any more aid to Ukraine, and he said, if you pay for it, maybe. And the Europeans said, fine, we'll pay for it. So Europe has paid for a bunch of aid that's going to Ukraine. Well, Trump is now considering taking that aid and Europe paid for it. It's being made for Europe to give Ukraine, taking it and sending it to the Middle East instead because things are going so badly with the war in the Middle East. Again, you've got to put all of these things together, right? He's sending the 82nd Airborne into the Middle East. He's sending thousands of... Why? Why send troops whose goal is basically a land invasion? Why send them if things are going okay? If Iran's been decimated, if everything's fine, why do we need to send all these extra troops? Because he's lying. Things are not fine. And the same thing with this. Um, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. A Fox poll of Trump, President Trump's approval rating dipped. This is Fox News's poll, which typically would be higher, right? President Trump's approval rating dipped to 41% in March, and 59% of registered voters now disapprove of him, the highest disapproval of either of his terms. That's what's important. This Fox News poll shows that based on Fox News polling, this is the worst approval that Trump has ever had. So the people dislike him the most of any time he's been president. Good, but that's also very interesting. Republican approval fell to a second-term low of 84%, down from 92. That's interesting because remember, Republicans ought to be 94%, 95%. They're down to 84%. It's not enough, but it's very interesting that even his core Republican base is starting to crack. Independents, 25% approve. That's great. I mean, terrible for him, but it's great for America. What else we got? Hang on here. Thank you, Russell, for the gift. Keep the gifts coming, guys. More economic consequences. Playbook reports that the economic crisis sparked by the war in the Middle East is leading Trump officials to fear that Gulf states will withdraw the tens of billions of dollars in promised investments. Oh, was there a wig gift? I missed it. Oh, was there a wig gift? Okay, I missed that one. Thank you. Who was the, sorry, I was looking at my notes. One moment here. Oh, there it is, Russell. Oh, God, Russell, I was spacing out. I even said thank you, Russell. I was spacing out. Sorry. I don't always remember like which gift is what there. Thank you, Russell. That's a gift that we, there we go. That's a gift that we put on the Trump hair for on TikTok whenever we get the whale jumping through the air. So thank you, Russell. You get a minute of Trump hair for that one. So all that money the Arab states said they were going to invest in the U.S. Thank you, Brady, for the meerkat. All the money they said they were going to invest, there's now concerns that they're not because their economies are in so much trouble as well because Trump started this war without them. Other news. The Washington Post reports that several Senate Republicans are pressing the White House to declare a national emergency to free up money to pay the Transportation Security Agency. These are all those airport employees doing security. Even more potential Trump-related insider trading. Senate Democrats are raising concern about data that shows Venezuela's sovereign bonds linked to the state-owned oil company rallied before and after Trump's attack on Venezuela. So now we've got multiple incidents dealing with Iran and now Venezuela as well that it looks like Trump told somebody and somebody cashed in with insider trading. Even more Trump corruption. Oh, this one's amazing. So listen to this one. Thank you, Daria. That was really good. That was Dave. No, it was Daria. It was Daria, right? That was very funny. It was Daria. That she gave a tiara, but they put the tiara on top of the Trump wig. That was very funny. Thank you, Max. Oh, that's a goat. We got a screaming goat as well. That would be Lady Di. That would be Lady Di, actually. That was a Lady Di. That's actually a really interesting point. Maybe we have to put up, there's no way for me to list it, a Lady Di when we get both gifts combined. Thank you. Which goat do we want? Who was the goat person? It was really cool. It was the Trump hair with a tiara. So it's Lady Di. Sorry, Ash, who was our goat person and which goat do they want? Surprise you, Just Max? Okay. Let's do something a little different here. Hang on. These things crack me up. This is like, oh God, I gotta stop. Then it gets ready. This is like the other night when oh my God, stop talking. The other night, I asked Alexa what the temperature was, and thank you again for the gift. She gave me an answer. Google heard the answer and started talking to Alexa. And Alexa starts responding to Google. And for about 15 seconds, they went back and forth. And it was the weirdest effing thing. Though mine has never done that before, especially when I didn't do it on purpose. I've never just had it do it on its own. Thank you, Russell. It just did it on its own. It was very weird stuff. So yeah, that was a little. I mean, literally, I'm walking into my bathroom and I said, Alexa, what's the temperature? And I said, oh, the temperature outside right now is 70 degrees, whatever it was. And then I'm in my bathroom and I hear Google going pop 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 pop, and then I hear Alexa go pop pop pop. And then Google, and I walked into my bedroom and they're each saying 3 or 4 words back to each other. And like, I think Alexa, especially, thank you, Zero, Alexa and Dave and Bowie, Alexa was getting kind of confused and was like, well, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but okay. I mean, the whole thing was surreal. Very, very scary stuff. Yeah. Anyway, what else we got? Oh God, this story. So Michael Flynn. Oh, hello, Max. Thank you. Very cool gift from Max. Thank you, Max. And probably I do like that one a lot. That the Egyptian thing is like King Tut, the Pharaoh thing is way too cool. Thank you, Melanie. What were we? Oh, Michael Flynn. So Michael Flynn was Donald Trump's national security advisor. Remember, 10 days he survived like less than a Scaramucci. He was there for 10 days in the White House, and he had like creepy secret meetings or secret communications with the Russians. And our intelligence picked up on it and basically like alerted the White House and said like, okay, your national security advisor was having weird back communications with the Russian officials. It was very strange. And Trump fired him. Trump had to fire him because it was so creepy what he did. Well, the FBI investigates and finds out that Flynn lied to FBI agents about the actual conversations, like the whole story of what was he doing. Trump's national security advisor, what was he doing talking to the Russians secretly? He lied to the FBI about it. Well, that's even weirder, right? I mean, think about it. You're like a government official. You're working for Trump at a senior level. You're just starting the administration, so there's not a hell of a lot going on. And you're having some conversation with the Russians, and the FBI asks you about it, and you're already fired. You lie about it? Like, why would you lie? Or maybe I shouldn't say he I don't know when in time he lied. Why would you lie about it? Why would you lie about it? Anyway, it is a super duper crime to lie to the FBI during an investigation. You're not allowed to. He pleads guilty to lying to the FBI twice. Trump pardons him. He then sues the government and says, I want restitution from the US government because I was politically targeted. Now, Michael Flynn used to be the head of DIA, Defense Intelligence, which is a really high position. He's weird. I mean, you can Google this guy. He's very weird. He's really big on all the Trump conspiracy theories about the election and all that crap. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, this guy. Michael Flynn sues and says, this was all about political persecution. Thank you, Russell. And Trump ordered the Justice Department to give him $1.2 million because he was politically persecuted. He was politically persecuted by confessing in court and pleading guilty to lying twice to the FBI, which is a crime. He confessed in court and pled guilty. He was politically persecuted. By the way, that $1.2 million, it literally is coming from you and me. This is our money. It's not our money in some hypothetical. It's literally our money. He took our tax money and gave $1.2 million to his freaking Looney Tunes former NSA. Okay? Guess what else is happening? Don't forget this. Donald Trump sued the IRS for $230 million he wants, and then he sued the federal government for, I think it's $10 billion that he wants from the federal government for all of his political persecution. Guess who gets to decide if Donald Trump gets $10 billion from the federal government? Donald Trump. Donald Trump, the president, gets to decide if Donald Trump, the plaintiff, gets $10 billion to make him whole because of all the political persecution. This stuff is sick, what's going on. And again, we're so used to it now that he can take $1 million from the federal coffers, $1 million of our tax money, and just give it away. And we're like, and again, it's the smallest story of that. Literally, that story got no news at all today. Got no news at all today, right? Because of everything else he's doing. I mean, these people all need to be in jail for a very long time. What else we got? A few other news stories. Reuters. Oh, yes. So Trump now, the Ukrainians, Zelensky came out and said that Trump is now demanding that Ukraine give up all of eastern Ukraine to the Russians, or Trump won't give any security guarantees to the Ukrainians. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about that. By the way, the person who's about to leave said, you must be talking about Democrats. Actually, let's talk about Hunter Biden. The Republicans claimed, by the way, they claimed Hunter Biden like profited $24 million. They claimed. That was the claim. Now, they lied because remember they were going to impeach Biden for this and they didn't impeach Biden. Remember, Republicans controlled Congress and they were going to impeach Biden for all the Hunter Biden stuff and they never did in 4 years. Because guess what happened? Their chief witness was arrested by the FBI because he lied. He made the whole thing up, right? $24 million is what the Republicans claim Hunter Biden profited off of his dad's name. The Trump people are up to $5 billion, I think. I forget the exact number now. It's $5 billion between Trump and his friends. And now you got the insider trading, the deal, the Arab oil deal, I forget if it was Qatar or which Arab state it was, put $2 billion into some Trump thing that they were investing in. Well, then you had, was it $5 billion? How much was it that they gave to Kushner's group before? Was that $5 billion that the Saudis gave to him before? Right? I mean, it just, never ends with these people. So now, coming back to this, Trump is telling Ukraine they've got to give, mind you, Ukraine has been kicking Russia's ass like nobody's business the last month or so. Elon Musk cut off the Starlink. That Starpower is an internet provider. Starlink cut off Starlink, which is satellite internet that the Russians weren't supposed to be using, but they were stealing and using. Elon cut it off. Well, once they cut it off, it became a disaster for the Russians. The Russian troops, remember we heard the other day, in 4 days, they had 6,000 casualties. 6,000 casualties in 4 days. Well, the Ukrainians are actually getting significant amounts of land back now, which is great. Trump now wants the Ukrainians to give up eastern Ukraine entirely, eastern Ukraine that the Russians just can't get. They're dying to get. The Russians want to turn eastern Ukraine into Russia. They can't get it, but militarily. Trump wants Ukraine to give up eastern Ukraine to Russia, and then he will promise to protect Ukraine in the future and not let Russia touch them again. Here's the problem. Donald Trump is never, he's a liar. He also doesn't like you. And I've told this for you Europeans as well. He doesn't like you, Canadians too. He doesn't like you. Unless you become an authoritarian dictator, he's not going to like you. You've got to give up on democracy and become a dictator. Then he'll like you. But up until then, there's no way. Right now, who does Donald Trump hate? Zelensky in Ukraine. Who does he love now? Belarus. Trump is now sucking up to the dictator of Belarus, which crazy, Lukashenko, crazy bad dictator. The notion that Donald Trump is going to come to defend Ukraine, hardy har, right? If the Russians do anything, he is not going to do a damn thing if the Russians come and attack Ukraine. Not a damn thing at all. So, Ukraine's in a bad spot because they're still getting U.S. intelligence that they need, but they've got to figure out how to basically drag Trump along and never agree to any deal. Because again, this is just like the Europeans too. Any trade, as we've seen, any trade deal you meet with the U.S. will not be held. Trump's going to get mad at you and put more sanctions on you. He's just going to do it. He's going to put more tariffs. He's going to do whatever. There is no, any arms deal, he'll just call it off when he gets mad at you. You'll put a lot of money in. You're going to be waiting years for the arms, and he's just going to stop it because he's going to, I don't know, he'll eat too much ice cream that day and get agita or whatever the hell, and he's just going to cut it off. He's never going to defend Ukraine. He's never. And then I saw actually, and I think it was an Australian today. It was some Australian defense. I was kind of mean to him on Twitter, I will say, but I think he was an Australian defense analyst, and he said, something to the effect of, Trump's comments today raise serious concern that he may not come to the aid of NATO. And I wasn't trying to be mean to him, but I was like, dude, He's not coming to your aid. Okay, this should not be irrelevant. Like, how many times do we need to tell you he's not coming to help you? He's not going to defend you. You should absolutely, positively not count on America for the next 2.5 years coming to help you if the Russians invade. It's not happening. Well, it wasn't. I mean, he was an Australian analyst, I think, but I think he was. I'm not even sure who the guy was. But I was like, get it through your heads, guys. We are not your friend anymore. I am. My country is not your friend unless you live in a very bad place with very bad people. Iran will be the next place he's going to be friends with. He loves the Venezuelans now. Still the same dictatorship, still oppressing all their people, but the dictators are paying him gold, literally, so he's okay with that. Same thing's going to be with Iran. All Iran has to do, give him some gold or oil or whatever he wants. I'm not saying they should, but he doesn't care if they've got a theocratic state that murders 19-year-old wrestlers. He doesn't care. He probably prefers it because he already said he likes the strongmen. Whether it's the strongmen from World War II, you know who that is, or whether it's the strongmen today, the dictators, he likes that. He said, like, remember he talked about Kim in North Korea and said, well, look at the way his generals respond when he talks. I wish I could have generals like that, responding like that. Well, we know whose generals he wanted. Remember the other guy from World War II. But he wanted people to respond to him the way they respond to Kim in North Korea. And it's like, dude, seriously. Final thing here. Oh, a new Senate report says Trump is flying illegal immigrants on private jets to deport them at a cost of $413,000 a person. Oh, and there's a new gold bust of Trump at Mar-a-Lago because, I guess cows were too expensive, or I don't know. Anyway, all right, that's it we're still hanging and talking, but that's it for today. Oh my God, just crazy. I mean, it just doesn't stop. And what also doesn't stop is TikTok's horrific AI that is still giving me nonstop. Give them a shout out. Give them a shout out. Julian, give them a shout out. It's like, oh my God. Okay, now it's going to pause. Yeah, now it's pausing for a second. Oh my God. Kash Patel grand jury record? No, I did not. What was that about? Ooh, la, 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 la. Yeah, here we go. George, give them a shout out. Gail, give them a shout out. Jimena, give them a shout out. Lori, give them a shout out. Depressed, give them a shout out. I kid you not. CK Talk, give them a shout out. You guys can see how all those names, every single one, it's throwing an AI sentence below it that's telling me to give them a shout out. I'm guessing you can't see it. Oh my God. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. Anyway. Hey, stop, please. You're fine. Cut it out. Oh my God. Anyway. Oh, you're very lucky you can't see it because it's making it. I mentioned to somebody today, they were like, well, I don't know. Sometimes TikTok blows my mind. It's as if there's Martians running the engineering team. I'm just trying to figure out, like, who thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if every 1 second we throw a new AI message on the screen to confuse people who are trying to create and go live? Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why they pay you $300,000 a year as an engineer, isn't it? Because you're obviously very smart. Very, very smart. Oh, my God. Anyway. What else, guys? What else? Give them a shout out. Oh, my God. Oh, Lordy. Yep, the UX design. Oh, it's the UX. It's the interface designers. Fair enough. That's true. True. All right, I'll blame the UX designers and not the engineers. Still. Oh, la 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 la. Thank you, Josh. That's just, my hair is itching today. I don't know why. Independence Day party was very nice. We had a Independence Day party at the Greek Embassy yesterday. They held it somewhere else, bigger place. Good food, lots of good people. I got to talk to the ambassador a bit. Met a number of people at the embassy, which was very nice because I didn't really have too many contacts there, so I do now. You know who I saw who was very interesting. I talked to for a minute. Walking around, didn't look like anybody recognized him because he was walking around kind of alone, and he literally walked right up to me, not intentionally, but was walking around. And I said, "Excuse me, aren't you Alex Marquardt?" And he goes, "Yes." He was still is a correspondent, but he was ABC News's and then CNN's like war correspondent. Always doing the Middle East, the Arab Spring, all this kind of stuff. Kind of young looking guy. I mean, still very young looking, but very almost like a lion in a way. Very, very big reporter. But so we talked to him for a little bit. He gave me his card. So I messaged him today because he'd be great to get on the show. I mean, super duper, like I said, NBC and ABC News, American ABC war correspondent, smart guy, very cool. So that was kind of fun. That was fun. I saw a couple, number of Greek friends I knew here in town, or Greek American friends. So that was nice. It was very nice though. It was a good day for a party. So he's working independently now. I think he must have been laid off by CNN. I'm guessing, because they've been laying off so many people over the last year. He was very good. Alex Marquardt's like a big deal. I mean, for you, like I said, ABC News as well. He's just very good. So I'm not sure what he's doing now. Do they only speak Greek? No, they do both. I would say the event was run in English, so even like the ambassador's speech was in English. Oh, hey, Jens. The back is feeling decent. I did have my little injection, so the back is feeling much better. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, the event was in English. When the Greeks talk to you, they kind of do 50. It's funny. A lot of them do 50-50, I think, assuming you know some Greek, which I do, but they wouldn't necessarily know that. But it's kind of a mix. Like a lot of them just know probably better to do English, but some of them, like one of the embassy guys who was helping me with my citizenship application, always kind of does 50-50, which cracks me up because my Greek is okay, but he just assumes I know Greek. So I was like, okay, all right. It was fun. Anyway, I hear you. Hi. Hello. Hello. I know. Oh, yeah, I'm tired. I woke up a little early this morning. So anyway, so remember we've got Coffee Talk Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. So don't forget that for the paid monthly, adjusting my lighting a little bit here, for the paid monthly subscribers. So join us for that. Folks, don't forget. But yeah, my back is feeling bad. I've had like pinched nerve issues in my back and had to get a steroid injection in my spine, which sounds scarier than it is. But it tends to help, but it also can take weeks before it really helps. But already I can tell it's feeling better. So I think I don't remember. It was some kind of prednisone or nizone, not even prednisone, nizone. Yes, we've got the No Kings rally on Saturday, which again, I'm glad you all heard about it. I didn't hear about it. I heard about it last fall, that it was going to be spring. As I said, it's not the best weekend to have it in Washington, D.C., because this is the cherry blossoms at their peak, which means we are going to be inundated with tourists this weekend. It's going to be very busy, a very busy time. So, I mean, I don't have any tourists here this weekend, but it is going to be very busy. So, go on, dog, do your thing. No, we're just doing, okay, that's fine. She's funny. She was like, maybe I'll go out, maybe I won't go out. I don't know. Doop. There we go. TikTok made me prove I was a real person again. Kind of strange on TikTok when they do that. I don't quite understand it. Like, do people actually film videos and put them up and pretend they're live? I don't even know how you would do that. Oh, I get. You know what? Oh, I know how you do it. You'd stream. Maybe that's it. Maybe you stream from another service and somehow you stream a video or something. Yeah. So it puts up some little not captcha kind of thing, but you have to like slide this puzzle piece over and make it fit. Oh, so they do pre-recorded lives. Funny. Yeah. No. It's a little annoying though, because the thing, you have to like slide this puzzle piece and make it fit, and it doesn't always work. It's a little scary. Pedro says, I feel like Trump is going downhill fast. Feels like he's a lot older in short time. I thank you, Tammy. I think more is happening. Yes, there's more happening to this guy's mind. Clearly, I mean, he clearly is getting he hides it well-ish, but he goes off on his weird tangents. He talked about Ireland again. He was talking about the Brits let us use Ireland to attack Iran finally, and then he went, I mean, Ireland. First of all, they let us use island, and he said Ireland instead. They let us use an island. They let us use their island, but they let us use Ireland? You meant to say Ireland. Brits did not tell us we could use Ireland, which is a separate country. he meant Diego Garcia, which is a British island in the like Indian Ocean there or whatever. And but he couldn't remember Diego Garcia, so he goes Ireland. I mean island, island. We used island, the island, the British island, and you're going, but he still kept. But in his head, he's going, damn it, I don't know what the name of the damn island is. Yeah. Oh, Chagos? Was it not Diego Garcia fallen? It was Chagos Island? Yes, Ireland is an island as well, but it's not the right island. It's not the right Ireland. The right Ireland. What the right Ireland or yeah, Epstein Island. Actually, that's very right. You get these jokes. Oh, the other thing I found was, which is very funny, that picture of the two ICE agents, it's real. There's a picture that shows two ICE agents, but they look like there's something out of, 90210 or something. The picture is real. I Googled it. Snopes did a thing on it. They found the woman who posted it. Those two guys. Hang on a second. I'm going to see if I can find it. Here we go. This picture, and people are laughing because it's an instant meme. These are like two of the ICE agents they sent to our airports. But these guys, they literally are like two children. And Snopes investigated it. It's real. This woman posted it on Blue Sky or Bluesky, as they say, as the Republicans say, Bluesky. It's a real photo of these ICE, and I mean, they're literally children. And my best thing was somebody on Facebook goes, those children are seriously trained warriors. Think of the boys in our military, how well trained they are at 19. And a bunch of us were like, oh, honey, I got news for you. Our military is very well trained at 19. ICE is not. These guys are not exactly U.S. Marines. Let's be serious here, right? Nobody doubts that U.S. Marines are kick-ass at 18. These guys, let's not be. Yeah, this is like Junior ROTC exactly. Anyway. Too funny. Oh, hey. Anyway, what else? Oh my God. Does ICE require a high school diploma? Probably not. The state of everything? It's worse than it's been. It's worse than it's been. But I got a new passport coming, so sayonara. I'm feeling better. I'm not really feeling better. I'm very worried about my country at this point. But, well, yeah, I mean, military trains for real. ICE does not. I'm sorry. And ICE, they've been overlooking a bunch of the limits for what they basically making it easier for people who are unqualified to get the job, basically. I talked about the Trump putting his signature on at least on $100 bills. It's sickening. Would it be nice if Donald Trump, rather than like putting his name on everything, like he's doing now with the dollar bills and changing the White House again, he's putting more crap. He's changing the treaty room and all sorts of crap at the White House. Would it be nice if he actually focused on, I don't know, inflation? Cost of living, the economy. That was why he got elected. Doesn't care though. Just doesn't care. Very sad. Very sad. Anyway, so yeah, that's cute. Yeah, except that I know what you're saying because I can read Russian, and the very fact that you put it in Russian makes it even more the reason you're going to get banned. So there. Yeah, should have left it in Arabic. I wouldn't have known it in Arabic, but Russian, sorry. That I can read. Anyway. What else, guys? A couple more minutes and we'll go. Donald Trump is not just a narcissist. I've talked about this before. It's, what is it, like Napoleon complex? I forget what we called it, but basically Trump is a combination of the most insecure narcissist on the planet. That's the way to describe Trump. Thank you, Julie. Right? So it's Fredo from The Godfather, right? Me? Why not me? Why doesn't anybody think I'm smart? I'm smart, right? It's the most insecure guy on the planet who thinks he's the best guy on the planet, but he secretly knows he's kind of one of the worst guys on the planet. And so Donald Trump is like desperate to be acknowledged. This is why he's trying to like clear his name of all of this stuff. The Russia probe was fake and this kind of bullshit, right? He has to, and pretending there's election fraud, all this kind of crap. He's just making shit up because he's trying to clear his name. Um, and that's what he's so putting his name on the money. He wants to put his face on Mount Rushmore. And all this stuff's going to get bulldozed. I mean, literally, the money is going to be hard to get rid of because how do you get rid of money? Mount Rushmore, let him dare put his face on Mount Rushmore. If we don't tear that stuff down, so help me God, the next government that comes in is going to tear it down, or we're going to hold them responsible. Every little piece of crap he's put in the White House needs to get torn down. They need to put the Rose Garden back. That East Wing, so help me God, if that East Wing isn't the most gorgeous thing that's ever been built, it's getting torn down. All the gay gold is getting taken off, that's for sure. That's at least going. Forget that stuff. But I mean, I really think almost everything this guy does is going to have to be knocked down. Tear down that stupid patio, put the goddamn Rose Garden back in for Jackie Kennedy. I mean, enough of this crap. Because they also have to be shown that you don't win. You want to come in and be, Viktor Orban? Well, good luck, because it's Viktor Orban's about to lose in a few weeks, and so are you. So, man, Yes, I saw that. So people are saying, so Trump is now saying he's going to fund TSA? Interesting. Well, you know what's really bad? If Trump can sign an order saying that it's like a national emergency and he's got to sign TSA, that means he could have signed it at the beginning. If he could do it now, he could have done it then. Why didn't he do it then? Right? I mean, that's the really interesting thing, because he wanted to use it for political gain. He thought it was helping Republicans. That's why he didn't do it at the beginning. I'm just looking here to see. Oh, Nancy Pelosi's birthday today. We love Nancy. I like her. We got to go to meetings with her. She's very good. Very good. God, he's such a big Trump's signature to appear on U.S. currency. I mean, it's just sickening. He just doesn't care about the job. Like I said, inflation, not a damn thing. Oh, the radical left Democrats. Oh, God. Here we go. Rambling tweet from Trump. The radical left Democrats and their leader, crying Chuck Schumer, have made it very clear where they stand, and that is on the side of the criminal illegal aliens and not the American people. They are refusing to fund immigration enforcement unless the Republicans agree to their open border policies, which we will never, ever happen again. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Sorry. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah. 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 Oh, I love this. I am going to sign an executive order instructing the Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne Mullen, to immediately pay our TSA agents in order to address this emergency situation and to quickly stop the Democrat chaos at the airports. It's not an easy thing to do, but I'm going to do it. It's not an easy thing to do. He literally has to take a piece of paper and sign his name on it. I think that's pretty easy. I mean, granted, in his condition, maybe it's not easy. I don't know. Maybe it's very hard for him to sign a piece of paper nowadays. I mean, he doesn't know the difference between Ireland and Diego Garcia. So, there are issues there. But it's a very difficult thing to do, but he's going to do it. It's like, dude, thank you, Canada Zen. You get a goat scream for that. You know that. Yeah, so basically what this proves is Trump had the power all along. Which one would you like, Canada Zen? Trump had the power all along to pay TSA, and he chose not to. Now we know. He could have done it all along. I mean, this is, surprise. But it also means that he thinks it's hurting him now, which is interesting, right? And Democrat and Republican members of Congress think it's hurting them with the election is what's going on. Remember, because we've got congressional elections in the fall. That's got to be it. Canada Zen gets to choose. Which one? Oh. Yesterday hurt them, but what about yesterday in particular? Particular. Me choose? Okay. We can do, well, let's try these with the pickle. Hold on. Oh, I don't like that. That was it was a good try, but that was, oh, Jesus Christ. That was a good try, but that was just, I don't, the poor dog. Sorry, she's at my feet now. Sorry, Sash. That was a little annoying. Yeah, that was that. Thank you for that, though, Canada said. That was a little bit scary, that one. The previous one worked better. That was a little high. Are you okay now? That was a little scary, huh? Little scary. Little scary. Okay. Okay. All good now. All good now. Oh boy. Yeah, it was a little too screechy. Oh, hey, it doesn't always work. The pickle, the goats. You never know. That was a little, yeah, that did not work too well. Anyway. Oh my God, it's still telling me to give you guys a shout out. Go the F away. God. It's hailing in Chicago. It looked like it was going to rain here for a bit and then it went away. So it's actually gorgeous out. It's probably 70, 75 out. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. Yeah. So that's nice. Very nice day. Whoop. Hello, you. Hello, you. Ah. Anyway. Yeah, that's sorry. Hey, they don't all work. They don't all work. So we're almost at the end of the show, guys. Almost at the end. Actually, if that's a cold front from you, it means we're getting it too. It did say we had a cold front coming here. I know that. Blueberry cobbler. Oh, that sounds fun. I may make some scones. I mean, I've got to buy some. It's Julia Child's recipe. I've got to buy some cream. Of course, Julia Child, she uses a cup of cream in her scones. I'm like, I don't know. I'm tempted to. I've got half and half. I'm tempted to use half and half instead. I'm like, I don't know if I want to use cream. The food was excellent. Yeah, it was very good. Actually the best part. Thank you, Vernon, for that. The best were they had lamb chops, which are like, lamb when you get the bone and that little piece of meat, but it was sort of like unlimited. So I had lots of, I didn't have unlimited, but I had lots of lamb chops. It was really good. Very, very good. Anyway, I didn't talk about the Iran doing the video. I had heard that Iran did an AI video of Trump that was really good, but I wasn't quite sure that the story behind it. It was, so I didn't, and then it was earlier today, so I forgot about it. It was way earlier today. But if it's the one, it was the one of him like being a baby. I thought I downloaded it and now I'm not sure. Hang on. I thought I downloaded it. Let me see here. No, I don't have it. No, I thought I had it and I don't. Nope. 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 Oh God, I forgot to tell you. So who shows up at the Greek embassy event yesterday? Dun dun dun. And my friend got a picture with her. I was like, oh, that was good. He got a selfie with her. I was like, oh, that would have been pretty funny. That would have been pretty funny getting a selfie. But I didn't, she kind of got away before I thought about it. That would have been very funny. Yeah. That was Kimberly Guilfoyle. She is now the U.S. ambassador to Greece. So she was Don Jr.'s girlfriend. She was Gavin Newsom's girlfriend, or wife even, and then Don Jr.'s girlfriend. And then they broke up, but apparently she's got a good relationship with Trump. So they're still, she got to be ambassador to Greece. And the Greeks actually say she's doing a good job. So, I'm glad for my people. But apparently she's doing a good job for Greece. So, it's like, okay. But it still would have been very funny to get a photo with her. Hello. Hi, you. I know. Whiny McWinekins here. I know. A little bit more. There you go. Okay. Oop. Sorry. There you go. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to go. We're at 7:16. Tomorrow we've got another show, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, US. Otherwise, remember we've got our Saturday show. Oh, we've got still a lot of people on Substack. Excellent. Discord too. Good. Saturday show just for the monthly subscribers. So anybody on Discord, TikTok, Substack, etc., who is YouTube, who is a monthly, regular paid subscriber. Special show for you guys Saturday morning at 11 a.m. So join us. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow night for my free show, 6 o'clock. And, unless if a land invasion happens of Iran, then I'll go live. But no, I think that invasion is going to happen on a week. It could be this weekend, by the way. Knowing Donald Trump, last time Donald Trump was delaying the invasion of Iran 2 weeks, and then he invaded like 3 days later or 2 days later. So don't believe him when he says he just gave Iran until April 6th before we invade. I think a land invasion is coming. Let's see, but we shall see. All right, guys, have a good night. I will, as always, start with Discord. Discordians, good to see you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda.